Before we start, what's happening on Wednesday and what are the preparations behind closed doors so far?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think first of all, a strange one to discuss this morning, the challenge on determining capacity for Wednesday. So as we're sitting here, ticket sales on 27,000 rounded. Now, if you allow me the opportunity just to elaborate a bit, we presented two plans to the ESSPC, a plan on 45,000 and a plan on 60,000. Now, to give some perspective to that, we always say safety and security comes first, but you need to balance commercial aspects related to planning as well. So if we go on the 60,000 planned capacity opposed to the 45, there's a 500,000 difference in cost related to city services, JMPD, medical, private security companies. So at this point in time, we made a decision. There's a meeting as we speak. There's the Safety and Security Planning Committee meeting. We've made a decision, and in discussions with the club, with their blessings, to make a call on this at 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now, it's a strange phenomenon that we're playing this fixture on a Wednesday evening at 7:30. People need to travel, and then also it's end of the month. It's payday in between. So as we're sitting, we're a bit in the dark on the planning, but we need to make a call on that by 12 o'clock tomorrow. So, and that obviously impacts a lot of things. Gates that's open, it impacts the traffic and transport management plan, it impacts the parking allocation. But we've prepared for both scenarios, fully prepared, presented to the City JOC and approved. We now need to make the call on what plan we're going with.
There we go. Members of the media, is there any questions you'd like to ask Bertie?
Yes, Mr. Bertie, so what you're saying is, as things stand, allocations of 27,000 or tickets sold, and determination will be made tomorrow by 12 p.m. if you are interested.
Well, the planning capacity at the moment that's approved is for 45,000 and for 60,000. The meeting has to make a collective decision with the club tomorrow. Are we going to go for 45 or for 60,000? So the impact of that is, if the decision is on 45, if you buying ticket number 46,001, that you're not going to be able to attend the fixture. And that's the balance between commercial, the need of the fans and the requirements of the fans, and safety and security.
Just a follow-up on what Vedi is saying. So hypothetically thinking, tomorrow 12 p.m. you have 46,000 tickets sold. Do you close the tickets and tickets sold out, or whatever language you use, or what do you do? Because tomorrow is a Wednesday, and obviously it's different from a weekend. The traffic, people are coming from work and all that stuff. How do you control that?
Now, if we close to 45,000 tomorrow, we'll make a decision to go to 60,000, most definitely. And it will be a well-reasoned decision with all stakeholders involved, and it will be well communicated to the fans and all stakeholders. And that will obviously also impact the sales, whether there's going to be sales at the venue itself. So that's another aspect we need to take into consideration, and that we do take into, because people are used to buying tickets at the venue now. But we've got the number, the average number of sales at the venues, and that will be taken into account when we deliberate and make that decision.
What times do the gates open for the band?
The gates open at 16:30 for the kickoff at 19:30 on Wednesday.
Anything on the roads, closing and stuff like that, Bertie?
Yes, as you all know, and we've been singing this hymn for quite a while now the impact of the pedestrian bridge across the Soweto Highway. And we've discussed it with JMPD, and for the event on Wednesday, there will be JMPD security controlled stop and go on the Soweto Highway to allow people to cross the Soweto Highway. And we've seen it's an absolute mess if you can't get the people from the northern side parking areas, Sherwold, the Kidneys, if you can't get them across Soweto Highway to access the venue. So that's a change. And then the other normal parking road closures will apply. Parking availability on the north, west and southern side of the venue. So Expo Centre will be available. The western side is the traditional VIP parking. We will allow parking there for the early birds, and that parking space will be closed the minute it reaches capacity, and then Sherwold and the southern side at Expo will be available.
And the pitch,
Before we get to the pitch, let's close the logistics first. The issue of e-hailing, any other Vaya, any arrangements?
No Vaya available for this specific match. E-hailing will be available with their dedicated parking allocation, but no Vaya and public transport, unfortunately, or organised public transport except for the taxis.
The last one on logistics would be the traffic marshals, parking area, what to look out for in terms of scavengers and all that.
Yeah, it's again my song that you can write without me saying that. If there's parking, there's dedicated parking areas that's clearly demarcated, and you'll see that's the areas that's lit. And with a capacity of 45,000, 50,000 people, you'll be able to get out rather quickly. Obviously, the ingress is going to be an issue with normal Wednesday afternoon traffic, but park in the areas that we've got security deployed. Those areas are also covered by CCTV cameras linked directly to the venue operating centre. If you park in dark areas, that's not part of the parking plan. We can't offer you that peace of mind that your vehicle has been looked after by physical human beings on the ground, as well as the digital option of CCTV cameras at night assisting us in those areas.
Yeah, the pitch, how is it now? You spoke about it coming from winter, going to summer, the sun this, the sun that. Where are we now?
It's becoming spring, so the shade line is definitely moving, and I think you've seen that in the past fixtures. There's a definite improvement, so it's really not an urban legend that I'm trying to sell to you. Winter has got impact on the pitches. I'm very happy. This morning I took my normal morning stroll on the pitch. Northern side getting much better. It's still not as covered as the southern side. And then they did a lot of work over the weekend again on the artificial. Those of you that had a close look at it, you would have seen on the western side it's been affixed, but on the other side it was just laid out. So they're busy gluing that and fixing that. On the outer perimeter, or the outer perimeter of the pitch, those sand areas, that's been compacted now, seeded. So yeah, each and every week a much better looking pitch. And for me, the important thing is between the four white lines, that the players are happy, and that players can say the pitch is assisting one-touch football, and that I don't need to touch the ball twice and it's bumping over my foot. And we're really getting there.
Thank you very much. Last two questions, three questions.
Just to ask, we've moved now from other platforms to open tickets for selling tickets. But 2 weeks ago in Soweto, we saw that we had a ticket issue still. Is that being resolved to making sure that we combat the counterfeit tickets at the stadium?
Very good question, thank you. And let me give you an update on where we're at with the tickets. in a position now where we can, to the T, monitor attempts at fake tickets entering the venue. And on 20,000 tickets that's actually presented to be scanned, we're currently at a point where 5,000 is fake tickets, reused tickets. So what we see a lot, people arriving at an event with a ticket from last week, attempting to scan, and people trying to double scan. Now, I'm very happy with the fact that we're at the point where we're identifying those tickets and that we able to address the tickets at this tickets flash points. You know what I referred to before you get to the scanning point. Unfortunately, two issues. One, the connectivity issue that we've worked a lot on, and that's being improved to the extent that I can say we're on 80%. So all scanning devices being connected. The next thing is people literally overwhelming security and scanning staff. And we in close planning with SAPS, the private security forces, and we're winning that battle. And we're going to win it very soon. We're also currently looking at measures to implement the turnstiles again. I think you all realize why we're not doing it at the moment. If you've got 5,000 people arriving at, or 2,000 people arriving at the turnstile that only opens with a valid ticket, you're going to get pushing and shoving to get inside the venue there. So we first need to sort out this issue by getting those fake ticket holders that we've identified now out of the system. And once we've done that, we can look at other technology to improve the access to the venues. So yeah, work in progress. And I know it's a frustration. I know it's got an impact on safety and security. It's got an impact on the fan experience. But we're working on that, and we're going to win this battle.
Bertie, just as a follow-up on this one, the issue of bribing of security doesn't seem to be going away, and I've noted now, even on social media platforms, some people talk without understanding the seriousness of this thing, even to members of the media, boasting about, no, I paid the security to go in. How difficult it is to deal with this, and how do you address it? And how difficult it is to also address it with the security companies?
Yeah, it is a problem that's not going away, but in this season, we've already identified, and I'm not referring to any other venues, at the venues we managed, we've identified 10 security guards that we catch out via technology, via CCTV cameras. It's obviously extremely difficult when the search is on. I'm honest with you. If the people are 20 deep at the scanning points and at the access points, it's really difficult to pick that up with digital technology. But we're working on that. Even with there was a court case on Friday in Durban with the Nedbank Cup final, where people were arrested for selling fake tickets. And the minute we get convictions on this, and all event organizers and clubs are serious enough, we're going to eliminate. It's going to be a while before we eradicate, but we'll definitely eliminate it. And the fans should know that we are really working on finding a solution. It's also reputational damage to the venues, to the clubs, if this is not sufficiently managed. And we take note, we realize the impact of it, and we are really working hard towards a solution. But in my final word on that, I always say there's a third party that we're not addressing in this, and that's the fans. Don't buy a ticket if you buy it around the stadium. If it's not at one of the outlets or digitally, it's going to be fake. Please assist us in this. What was heartwarming is over the last two fixtures, people coming to me when I'm on the ground to say, I saw people selling tickets there, and there. And we made an arrest at Orlando the other day on info received from a client on the ground. So please continue doing that.
Good one. Last one as we close.
Bertie, there's one thing that continues to be persistent. Fan violence. I mean, every time we speak to you, you talk about sophisticated systems and all that. And what is surprising me mostly is that you'll see lots and lots of securities coming in, facing the fans. A fan can just hit a player, and this security guy is looking at this car. Is there a way really to nip it on the bud, to a point that we can get to a point of picking that person and taking him through the security system and say, we're going to show an example, say, in the stadiums I manage, we'll never tolerate this nonsense?
Yeah, we're definitely working towards that, and I can't speak for other venues. And fortunately, this season has been incident-free at the venues we manage. But again, there you need to make use of technology, identify people inside the crowd, because the club is also assisting a lot. They're employing crowd management marshals or ushers that assist us with getting the message across to the VOC. And yeah, there's different roles. Those you see facing the crowd is there to identify people trying to enter the pitch and the playing surface, and then there's people that you don't even notice inside the crowd, and then in the corners of the venues at the tunnels, there's people dealing with pitch invaders on the pitch itself. So yeah, it all continues. It's a work in progress, and you need to identify the risk and adapt to that with each and every fixture.